I want to talk about the concept of toxic positivity and how mindfulness does not contribute to toxic positivity. So hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're not, welcome back triers. So according to Google, toxic positivity is the ability to suppress any type of negative emotions while continuously masking it with full of positivity. So I have been practicing mindfulness for about a year and a half now, and through mindfulness I've learned to embrace all of my emotions and my feelings rather than suppressing it. And a lot of people that I've known started to create this concept in their head that I am embracing toxic positivity. And I want to reiterate the fact that toxic positivity is where you learn to suppress your emotions and you bottle it up and one day just let it explode. And that's not how mindfulness works. Mindfulness is a way for us to get in tune with ourselves, to get closer to ourselves, to understand where our emotions are coming from so that we can continue to nurture ourselves. To be honest, I don't know much about the concept of toxic positivity, but through a little bit of research, I've learned to understand that this culture that we are in promotes toxic positivity a lot. And in order for us to understand that we are part of this culture and how this culture continues to perpetuate the concept of toxic positivity, that is when we will be able to be in tune with ourselves and be one with ourselves. So mindfulness takes a lot of practice. I mean, now I'm always positive. Like, I am an extremist in positivity, and I do not endorse toxic positivity. Matter of fact, it's because I have learned to embrace my emotions and my feelings and to understand that it is okay to feel and it is okay to let it pass me. I do not identify with my emotions anymore. I do not let my thoughts control me anymore. Rather, I would learn to understand it. I would learn to work through it. And I would learn to embrace it, because that is how I get closer to myself. Emotions are there for reasons, right? We, as human beings, we were never taught to embrace our emotions. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, going through school, middle school, high school, has any of your teachers or has anybody that you know has taught you how to embrace your emotions? It is hard. I mean, when we get angry or when we get upset or when we get mad, all we can do is act out of anger, right? When we feel frustrated, what is the first emotion that we tap into? Anger, right? When we feel upset, what is the first emotions that we tap into? Anger, right? So society actually perpetuates anger. Society actually encourages anger and normalizes anger. But when it comes to our emotions and our feelings and how we should accept our emotions and our feelings, society will just let that go and just bury it down to the ground and not even talking about it. So circling back to the concept of mindfulness does not contribute to toxic positivity. I want to emphasize the fact that when you are mindful of yourselves and the people around you, that is when you'll be able to remain in the neutral state. And that is when it is easier for you to be happy rather than be upset. And a lot of people see that as toxic positivity. You know, I do get frustrated. Like when I'm waiting for somebody, or when I'm in a line and, I'm hungry and, I get hangry and all of that, I do get frustrated. But through the practice of mindfulness, that is when I learn to tap into my emotions and to check in with myself. I ask myself, Huey, what are you feeling? Are you upset? Oh, okay, you're hungry. I understand. The line takes a little bit, but if you can't wait, maybe take yourself to another store and buy yourself a bag of chips. Or you know what? Let's eat something else. This is not worth waiting. Check in with yourself. Check in with myself so that I won't act out of anger and act out of negativity. And when we remain in the neutral state, it is easier. It's way easier for all of us to be happy and to spread that positivity around. Because when we spread that positivity to people, people do accept positivity within themselves. But it is up to them on how they receive it. They can either receive it as we're being too positive and that they can distance themselves from us. And it is okay. That is their decision to distance themselves away from us when we are spreading positivity to them. Because not many of us are familiarized with positivity. But yet, we're so familiarized with the negativity around us. That's why it's harder for us to be positive. And it's way harder for us to encourage others to be positive as well, because they're conditioned to be negative all the time. And know that it is not our jobs to help others to become a better version of ourselves. We got to help ourselves first, and then once we feel like it is time for us to spread that positivity around, that is when we're ready to help and lend a hand to other people. And that's what I'm doing. I'm lending a hand to all of my people, to all of my triers, matter of fact, to all of you beautiful people. Because I believe that helping everybody is a process. It's a one day at a time process. And it takes time. So take some time to check in with yourself today, triers, and see how it is, how you're doing, how you're feeling. How can you use mindfulness to remain in the neutral state? And how can you differentiate between mindfulness and toxic positivity? Have a great day, and don't forget to like, comment, and share, triers.